Guys, welcome back to the channel. Montel Gordon here. Hope you guys are all doing well. In today's video, we're going to be breaking down exactly, I believe it might be 5, 6, 7 or 8 points as to why you cannot close clients, set meetings and close clients with cold email. That said, I'm a little bit out of breath. Forgive me as also for wearing my hat. My hair underneath here is crazy. That said, before I jump into this as well, make sure you drop a like, comment and subscribe, and make sure you turn on that little notification bell so you can, get notified every time I drop a upload. That really does help me out. And it's free as well. So please do me a huge favor and drop a, subscribe and a like as well. So that being said, guys, let's jump into this. So with cold emails, right, there's a couple of things that you need to keep into consideration. I keep seeing, so let me just jump into point number 1 real quick. You guys aren't even sending emails to verified email addresses. Like, what are you doing? Like, I keep seeing people pop up to me, right? And they're showing me their cold email stats. And I'm seeing that they have like a 20% bounce rate. And I'm like, I'm sure if you just go and watch just one video on cold emails, it will say this at the very beginning. Make sure you send emails to verified domains. Not only that, but I'm seeing people also send emails to info@emails. I'm like, what are you guys doing? Just literally do some research, please. At least do some due diligence, or even think about it logically. Like, how can you send an email to an email that's not even verified? And how can you send a email to info@ and expect the business owner to get on a call with you and pay you $2,000 like a month? It's just not gonna happen, guys. Well, it probably can happen, but I'm pretty sure you know what I'm trying to say. It's going to be extremely rare. And you're probably talking to somebody they've outsourced their customer services to all the way over in, I don't know, some next underdeveloped country. I won't say third world country because apparently that's not politically correct. So that being said, guys, what you want to do is make sure your emails are verified by using an app called Neverbounce. I always recommend Neverbounce. You can also do a double verification process where if you take a look in Google Sheets, which is why I recommend using Google Sheets, if you hover over an email, you may have to click off the tab at the bottom. So let's say you've got 2 tabs at the bottom. Sometimes you have to click off. I don't know why it does this, but you have to click off the page. So in Sheets, you have 2 tabs at the bottom. Click off onto the second tab and then come back and then hover over with your mouse on an email address. If it pops, what's going to happen is a pop-up will pop up and there will be 4 icons on that little pop-up thing at the bottom of the pop-up, at the bottom right corner. If all 4 of the icons are lit up in blue, that means you've got a verified email and you can 100% send that email. So that would be to, first and foremost, make sure your emails are verified. Second thing is make sure you're sending them to the actual business owner. So you want to find the actual business owner. You want to headhunt for this. I recommend using, lead sources and stuff like that to actually find the verified owner of the business. Because sometimes on their website it could be a little bit outdated, or sometimes you'll find that somebody's the business owner on their LinkedIn. It will say on their LinkedIn that they're the business owner, but actually they haven't been in that business for the last 6 months and it's actually been taken over by someone else. So definitely go and find that correct person is what I'm trying to say. The third thing I'm seeing as well, guys, is that you guys are not generating enough numbers. And this is probably because you don't have the time to write these emails. This is the thing with cold emails. It takes so long to personalize them, which I'll be getting into in a second, that you're just not able to crank out enough emails to get enough data back. With emails, you need to be at least sending 25 a day. If I'm being honest with you guys, I found that anything below 25 doesn't really warrant any sort of results. Now, there's people out there that send literally 500 emails a day, but I can almost guarantee that they're literally using very just templated emails without personalization. I never recommend going down that route ever. It just never works. That's actually going to be one of my points. So another point is, I guess this is point number 3, is that you're not doing big enough numbers in terms of you're not sending a consistent amount of emails daily. I actually recommend you set a number that you want to hit every single day, and you do not stop until you hit that number within that day. And here's what I mean. Let's say you're going to commit to 25 emails a day. What you need to do is block off the adequate amount of time every single day. So it's a lot of hard work if you're going to do this yourself, but you want to block off the adequate amount of time to actually get those 25 emails, written and actually sent. And that would actually be your constitute towards a successful day for you. That would be what you call in class a successful day. So get enough numbers. Now, the reason why I'm saying enough numbers leads me on to the next point, which is you guys are not split testing the heck out of your emails. Split testing is very tedious work. I'm talking about what I do for my split test, for example, is I open up an Excel sheet. So Google Sheets, should I say. I don't really use Excel. Whenever I say Excel, just remember I'm talking about Google Sheets here. So I always use Google Sheets. I don't have Excel. So Google Sheet, here's what I do with my email scripts. I look for the top performing email scripts that I've gone through my previous campaigns. I then line them up basically next to each other. And what I do is I break them down in literal lines, as in like there will be it will say hi first name on one line, there'll be like a space underneath that, like a blank like column, then underneath that there will be another line which would be like the personalized first line, then below that will be like a introduction to who I am. So basically what I'm doing is I'm taking the emails and breaking it down into its line by line, and I'm putting them side by side of each other, should I say, like this. And then what I'm doing is looking at line by line, if you will. And then what I'm doing is I'm changing just one line at a time and then split testing those two emails against each other to see which one performs. Then I do it again and again and again and again until I get, you know, at least 12%, 15%. Sometimes I want to get up to that 20% reply rate. I don't know if that's possible. Hopefully it is. I've literally had campaigns get to 40% reply rate, but those were only 20 sent. I only sent 20 emails in that particular campaign, so it doesn't really count. I actually want to send at least 100 to 200 emails per test. That's just to test. So that would be, you know, you're not collecting enough data and enough points, and you're not split testing scientifically enough. You actually want to keep everything the same that you're saying, obviously bar the personalized first line, because obviously personalized first lines can't be kept the same because you're obviously talking to somebody unique here who has a unique situation in life and stuff like that. So you have to obviously change that bit, but other stuff should be, you know, exactly the same, and split testing only one line at a time. That's how in-depth and detailed this stuff needs to be, literally. Now let's talk about personalization. I think this is point number 4. Yeah, I believe it might be point number 4. If it's not, you know, just correct me in the comment section. But point number 4 is the personalization. Guys, this is the number 1 killer right here. I should have made this one number 1. So the personalization stuff is going like this. I'm seeing you guys go like this, and I keep saying this in my videos, but I'm going to continuously say it. Here's what you are doing. You're going and scraping leads. I did this. Everybody does this. Does it work? No, but you're going to do it anyway, and you're literally going to ignore this. So just listen, but I still know you're going to ignore this. I can see you right now opening up a new tab to scrape leads and throw and blast the campaign. I can literally see you, and you're not going to listen, and you're going to feel it. So anyway, this is what I did, and this is what everybody else does. We go and scrape a whole bunch of leads, right? And then what we do is we throw them into an automation software, and we use what you call merge tag trickery or master or magic, basically, is what I'm trying to say. Wizardry, that's it. Merge tag wizardry, I call it. Merge tag wizardry is where you have a whole bunch of leads. You have, for example, the company name in the Excel sheet, or the Google sheet, should I say. You have the business owner's name, you have his title, you have obviously his business information, like his contact details and all that, you know, his website and stuff like that. Then you have like the source of where you found the leads, such as, did you find them on LinkedIn? Did you find them on Google? Did you find them on some sort of blog or some shit like that? So here's what you're doing. You're writing a templated script that sounds like everybody else's script, and you're saying this: hey, name, I just came across business name on source, and I saw that you was the position. So basically those little merge tags get replaced with what they actually say in the Excel sheet. So for example, let's say we have John at Nike, and you found him on Google, and he's the CMO. So you'd be like, hey John, I just came across Nike while searching on Google and saw that you was the CMO. So it would actually replace the merge tags, and that's what you call merge tag wizardry. Does it work? It never ever works. So what you want to do instead of that, and by the way, that is not a personalized first line. If you think that's a personalized first line, you are so far wrong. You're not even close. Forget sending emails. Just go and use Upwork or some shit like that, because this is probably going way over your head right now. What I'm trying to say is a personalized first line is this. You would say, for example, and I use this example. Well, I'll use a different example. Let's say you come across a business owner called Max. He has a business that's called, I don't know, Max Clothing. He started it with his wife, and you found an interview that he had with a guy called Jerry or some shit like that on some sort of entrepreneur podcast. You would say, hey Max, or whatever the person's name is, I've already forgot the details. Hey Max, I came across the interview you had with Jerry on his podcast, you know, entrepreneur podcast for life, I don't know, some random podcast name, back in 2020. I really love the point you made about how you started your business with your wife Sarah from your kitchen table, from just your laptop. That would be a very specific first line, because what you've done there is you've name dropped who the interview was with. You've name dropped the actual podcast, as in like you found them on that entrepreneur podcast or whatever the podcast name was. You've name dropped his wife Sarah. You then date dropped when he started his business, and you also mentioned the point about how he started that from his laptop and how that's amazing, and it's about his business as well. So that would be a personalized first line. That's really personalized, and that personalized first line cannot be sent to anybody else and it would make sense, because obviously that's, you know, his life. You can't send someone else's life and it makes sense. That's a completely a different set of experiences and history that he's gone through, that's personalized and unique to him and only him. There's only one person that's done that in the world, and that's particular him, that has a wife called Sarah, that's been on this podcast back in 2020, that started his business from the kitchen table on a laptop, that has this business called this name. So that's literally all the attributes suit him and are unique to him. So that's what you call personalized first lines. Now, when it comes to your actual scripts as well, guys, there is zero differentiation whatsoever. I'm going to ask you a question right now, and you're going to be like, oh shit, I don't know. What separates your agency from the rest of the other agencies that have hit up this business? Think about it. Really, really think about it. And what I mean by that is, I reach out to business owners, right? And they get hit up at least 10 times a day. They tell me this all the time. Even my clients tell me this. 2 new clients I've, for example, just got, they told me that you was just different in terms of the way how you approached and stuff like that. And that's why I was able to sign them. But basically, I'm kind of trying to differentiate myself from everybody else by adding more value in, by there's a whole bunch of strategies and techniques that you can actually use in order to differentiate yourself. But you guys are trying to be, for example, a more yellow taxi. Now, I'm not too sure if you've heard of this kind of like saying or cliche like line, but basically if you think about like New York, for example, and they've got yellow cabs, in order for you to compete in New York with a yellow cab, like more people are trying to be a more yellow cab than the other yellow cab, and that's not how you differentiate yourself. What you want to do to differentiate yourself is be the Uber instead. You want to change the entire kind of like business model, offer some sort of guarantee, come up with some sort of different structure of how you run things, become a specialist, for example, become an authority figure. That would be a way to differentiate yourself. Obviously, these things are not easy to do, so coming up with them off the top of your head is probably going to be very difficult, and even for me it's difficult, but there are ways of doing this. And that also leads me on to point, I guess, number 5 or 6 or 7, or I don't know what it is, but your scripts sound too templated and they're too long. You guys are overestimating how much time these people are going to dedicate to reading your email. Your email should literally be readable within 15 to 20 seconds, and it should not be more than 6 lines. 6 to 7, maybe even 5 to 7 lines is normally what I kind of keep my, you know, emails in. So there's the Hi John kind of like title bit, that's, I guess that you could class that as 1 line, and the personalized first line would be 1 line. Another line would be like a differentiating thing that we do, like introducing myself and saying how we're different. Then the third line would be like a 1 case study, then the call to action, and then the signature. That was literally 5-6 lines or whatever it was I just said. So that's how quick it should be. It should not be this behemoth email. If it takes more than 15 seconds to read, it is way too long. If it takes more than 15 to 20 seconds to read, it's way too long. So those are, I guess, a couple of tips that you can kind of take from this video and implement in your cold emails. Not only that, but guys, look, some of your guys' call to actions as well are really weak. I'm talking like, why would it, you're not kind of explaining the benefits of getting them on a call. Like they get pitched this all the time. Why are you going to be any different? Even the way you say, let's jump, for example, if you say, let's jump on a 15-minute call, that is way less enticing than saying, I've just helped a business go from 50K to 100K per month. Now, I'd love to see if this is, you know, possible for your business, guaranteed, or your money back. Are you around for a quick 15-minute call? Now that's making it sound much more enticing, because now you're talking about guarantees, you're talking about case study, you're talking about if this is not even possible for you, you're not going to kind of close them or anything like that. You're just going to see if it is a possibility. It sounds way more enticing than just a 15-minute call. Not only that, but you can call your calls something different as well. So this is a little bit of I wouldn't say it's a gimmick, but it can help in certain situations. And what I mean by that is, instead of saying let's jump on a discovery call, that it sounds weak. Everybody's using that. You could actually say, instead of saying discovery call, you could say let's jump on a growth demo session, or let's go on a strategy session. Let's jump on a strategy session. Let's talk about, or you can actually could even call your calls an ads diagnosis session. As you can see, it's worded differently, but it's still a call, but it's worded differently, and because you've worded it differently, it comes off and it's perceived in a different way. So those are just a few tips as well, guys. Other things you want to do is make sure you warm up your email address. Of course, I'll do a whole nother video on this. I might even do like a little course or something like that on like cold emails, something like that, and release to you guys. So you want to warm up your emails using stuff like Lemlist, or there's another software, I believe it's actually just called Warm Up Inbox, and it's like $9 per month, something like that, per email. So definitely go and warm up your email address before sending. Then what you want to do is you want to set up your records. When you buy a domain from Google Domains, it already comes with the SPF records. All you have to do is set up your DMARC record and your DKIM record. You must set those up, because that's going to help you with your deliverability. Deliverability is what's going to get you obviously your emails delivered, and obviously the more emails you get delivered, the more open rate you're going to get, because obviously they're actually in a person's inbox. So those are a few tips right there for you guys. Definitely follow this video, watch this video back. This has been an absolute gem for you guys. If you can understand the underlying tones I'm trying to tell you guys. I always kind of put these videos out there, and I know what it's like watching YouTube videos where it's like, oh yeah, it's kind of cool, I'll just sit and watch this while I'm eating some food or taking a shit. But if you actually listen to what I'm saying, you're actually going to be able to implement this and actually make money from this. So don't take this at face value. You actually want to listen to the underlying surface level stuff and stuff like that. Hopefully I don't bring videos up in the surface level, but you guys get what I'm trying to say. That said, guys, go out there, start killing your emails. If you need any help with me, or any help from me, should I say, with your cold email, just literally let me know. I am really mastering cold email at this particular point. I'm really loving it, setting up 2 to 4 calls a week. Just this week as well, I've closed, when you're watching this, it was actually last week, it should be. I believe I'm going to be releasing this on the Wednesday, so it was last week. I'm recording this on Saturday, so this particular week, anyway, Saturday the 8th of May. So this particular week, I've closed 2 new e-commerce clients through cold email. One was $1,500 per month, one was $1,750 per month, and both of them were 10% ROAS deals each. Both were 10% each, and those were cold emails. So the strategy is obviously working. I'm obviously breaking through the noise of other people in terms of they literally have told me they were getting 10 emails a day getting pitched the exact same service from agencies. And then I asked them, what differentiated myself from it, and they actually told me that you just came across different, you was personal, you didn't sound scripted, that sort of stuff. So that being said, guys, go out there, differentiate yourself, don't sound scripted, don't write long ass emails, and make sure you're warming up your domains and following the setting up your records and stuff like that, and you'll be fine. Just keep getting those numbers in and just continuously pump out the enough numbers, and you'll eventually start to optimize and start getting better results. That being said, guys, I'll see you guys in the next video. Please drop a like, comment, and subscribe. If you want any help, DM me or even book a call with me below. That being said, I'll see you in the next video. Peace.